Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chris Massimo here, back again with some Call of Duty gameplay. Now, at the time of this upload, of course, this was only about I'm just going to say maybe my second match on this new map over here. So I wasn't too familiar with exactly the layout with it, but at the end of this, from what I really can say is that this map's actually pretty fun. There's a lot of good open lanes, of course, for long range matches and close range matches as well too, and a lot of great different flanking maneuvers as well. So I really enjoy it. Of course, in this particular gameplay over here, I was playing hardcore with a few of my buddies, Chris and Esau, and I wasn't too sure exactly how to approach it, I would say, just because since it was my second map, I wasn't too sure with the map familiarity, and I wanted to play a little bit very conservative, I would say. So I don't know what this other team was doing, but I was actually really scared. I was like freaking out. That's why I ran back, because I wasn't too sure if they were all just hiding in the bushes and maybe just trying to like be sneaky about it. But towards the end of this gameplay, what you're going to see is that they were actually being a little bit aggressive but more conservative. And with our team, we were pushing up pretty fast, getting a lot of great kills, and overall, it was just really fun. So I do have a confession that when I was playing this game at the time, it was only my first game like for the day. I think it was about 4th of July or something. I was going out with the family, and of course, I wasn't really on the video games, and then eventually I hopped on, my buddies were on, and they invited me to the match. So if you're going to see that my aim is just a little bit rusty, or maybe just some shots are a little bit, a little sus, you know why, so just don't even blame me at all. But I have noticed that there are times during this game that I'm running different guns, but then some other times that I need to go ahead and just maybe juice it up, or maybe I have to go ahead and switch weapons to be a little bit more aggressive. And there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. What I have noticed that when I rush this middle section, because on the last game that I played before on this map, is that every time I rush that middle section, there's always someone on my right, but my natural instinct is always to check on my left, and I always end up getting killed, and I'm just like frustrated about it. So which is why I usually like to stick the very edge of the map, because I like to try and get flank maneuvers as much as possible. So shout out to my buddy Chris, because as you can see, he's always getting the revives off, and you guys thought I was joking, because he is literally the team medic. There was a match that we played during this day where Esau had 0 kills through 6 rounds of like cyber attack, and Chris had 1 kill, but for some reason Esau was like still above him because he got revives, but Chris wasn't getting any revives at all. But usually when Chris gets revives, he does actually pretty well. So I'm sorry, Chris, in advance if you're ever watching this, or if your son is, but I just had to go ahead and put it out there. But no, seriously, I really enjoy playing with my friends. I'm that type of gamer that it's kind of difficult for me to play alone, I would say. I don't necessarily like to play Call of Duty like maybe domination or team deathmatch or anything alone. I have to have teammates, or at least my friends, because I like to have a good time when I'm gaming. I don't like to rage all the time. And when I do play Call of Duty solo, I'm only just playing infected usually, just because I like to play casual. I don't want to get all crazy. I try and play Apex Legends casual sometimes, just by myself, and I do nothing but rage. There's just no way. I'll get great clips sometimes, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't work out in my favor. So at this point in the game, the other team, they were honestly just getting destroyed. Of course, it didn't look like it right now because it was 2-1, but however, what ended up happening is that we actually just demolished this team. And of course, since it was 4th of July, we wanted to be nice. We weren't doing any trash talking, and of course, I try not to be toxic. Of course, you can see on my Apex Legends videos that I am toxic sometimes, especially when we get the dub, but it's just because I'm hyped up, okay? Just leave me alone. But right over here, as you can see, obviously there was the new packs that came out, and I didn't get any of them. I didn't really see any of the purpose of doing so. Like, don't get me wrong, the new execution, animation is actually really dope. It's actually pretty funny, and I do like the 4th of July tracer packs, but I don't know. I feel like I just didn't really want them, and I didn't really feel like dropping like almost $40 just to get both of those packs. So maybe in the future, I don't know, we'll see. But for the time being, I'm actually happy with my guns. I don't really care about the camos too much on this particular game. I kind of like the camos that like to stick out, I would say. Of course, the gun skins that are very vibrant and reactive, just like on the old Call of Duties. But at the end of the day, the tracer packs are really dope, don't get me wrong, but they're all just cosmetics, and I don't want to go too crazy over it. So at this point in the game, it was a 3v3, And I really hate when Call of Duty does this. You know, when you're trying to get a revive off and you accidentally pick up the bomb or you pick up the gun, because it just messes up your groove. And you know, obviously you can see that, you know, Chris was gonna get this kill. You know, don't get me wrong. I know for sure Chris was gonna get this kill. You know, but you know, he was trying to get the revive off, and I feel like if he would have gotten it instead of picking up my gun, because Call of Duty just messes you up like that, you know, we could have probably clutched this round, but it's all good. At the end of the day, it helps out. I don't know what this teammate was doing. He literally shot that bouncing Betty, alerted everyone in the entire neighborhood where he was, and then he's like, oh, let me just go ahead and get the revive. I'm like, bro, like, I was screaming at him, like, don't do it. I mean, you can literally see that he's just right in the open as it happened, so... it was a little unfortunate, but of course, you know, we were able to go ahead and readjust at this particular situation. The other team was kind of like saying a little bit of stuff on the background of it, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just a game. There's no reason to be really worked up about it. I know that there are people that just like to trigger other people, and then there are other people in the game that just want to play casual. So it just happens. Like I said, really, it's just a video game. Don't get over it, or just get over it and don't get too crazy. I like this part of the map a lot. I haven't really had the chance to go ahead and go on the left side, but I like getting on top of that like trash can because it's actually a really good point of view, or a little gunshot angle that you can go ahead and kill people, because I'm not really knowing if anybody can see you if they're just rushing from that. So if you guys ever want to use that spot, I don't take any credit for finding it. I'm pretty positive that someone else already did. I don't really know. I don't really watch Call of Duty videos nowadays anymore. It's mainly just Apex Legends. I probably feel like I should, you know, just so I can figure out how to be a little bit better in this game. But you know, like I said, I'm not too crazy on it. I like to be a little bit casual, but at the end of the day, I still like to win. So I get really mad when I don't win. But I mean, like, who really likes losing? So I mean, you guys get the point. And speaking of losing, I saw that Shipment 24/7 is finally back again, or at least just the map is back in the rotation. And oh my gosh, I was having like such a terrible time. And you know, not a terrible time necessarily where, you know, I was dying a lot. And of course, you know, on Shipment you do die a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, but I was having some good games, but it's just so frustrating because I'll be going on like the meanest death streak for like forever. And I actually ended up getting a gameplay for you guys where I actually did pretty well. I haven't broken 100 kills yet. I got pretty close to it, so don't get me wrong, you know, it was really good. I liked it on my part, but you know, I kind of wish I would have gotten it. It would have been a little bit more impressive, I guess I would say. But speaking of first time things, I still have not even gotten a nuke yet. And I know I've been able to go ahead and get it on other Call of Duties before, but I just don't know. I feel like maybe you just die too fast. I don't know if there's like certain strats or different tips that you guys maybe might be able to know, so I can maybe get one. And I'm actually really glad that I was running that one perk where you can see everyone's, you know, footsteps. I don't know if it was tracker or what it was, but you know, it came in clutch because I was able to go ahead and get that guy just hiding in the ground. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have seen him. I probably would have heard him, but you know, luckily I was able to go ahead and get him. And speaking about getting him, shout out to my buddy Esau over here with those 4th of July pistols, you know, covering my back as the team or the other team was going to go ahead and creep up right behind me. So right over here, of course, it was match point, about 4-2. This round is going to end very quickly, as you're going to see right now. So I do want to go ahead and say once again, guys, thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have been giving me. I hope you guys really enjoy the Call of Duty content. I like to mix things up every now and then. You know, maybe get some matches in where they're actually really close. You know, some that are just, you know, crazy where we just destroy the other team. And other ones that are actually pretty competitive. You know, I don't like posting up the same video every single time because I feel like sometimes it may get a little old, but, you know, sometimes you got to do it. You know, I mean, I know you guys understand, right? So, with that being said, guys, you know, thank you guys so much for always being here, always supporting me, you know, leaving all the feedback that you guys have been giving me. I'm still trying my best to go ahead and get better. I want to go ahead and start learning how to start streaming, get better audio, and all the other stuff for you guys. So once I figure all that stuff out, I'll make sure that I go ahead and produce it for you guys and get it out to you guys as soon as possible. So other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for checking out the video today. You guys have been awesome. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.